stuff is an accident. I mean, ending up professionally playing music and all this, it's like some lucky dream. I didn't ever expect to, I mean, that wasn't even...
It wasn't working.
Yeah, right. You know, it's like I get to play music, and not only that, but you know, I get paid for it too. That's incredible. You know, because I would do it, you know, either no matter what, whether I got paid for it or not. You know, and it's not even that. Ain't even. I never paid the rent. You know, I didn't. If I didn't have rent, I didn't live in a house, or I didn't. I scuffled. You know, I hustled. I stamped. I didn't want to work. I didn't want to have a job. You know, I just didn't want to live that life, and I didn't care what I had to do to not do it. You know?
Hustle. It's just fun trying to hustle if you dig doing it.
Well, I didn't even want that. You know, I didn't even want that. I didn't want to, because the head here was kind of like I've never felt pressed by that. You know what I mean? I just, you know, I'd sleep in the bus depot. You know, I didn't give a fuck. You know, theater lobbies. You know, behind the place where they give you the tickets. You know, I got into all those trips just because, you know, I didn't want to make myself into somebody or something like that. But really, I didn't get down until I was 24. I didn't start getting serious, and then I was on, you know, like a gunslinger trip, sort of like you are when you're young, you know, and you go on the thing of. My particular thing was that I just didn't want to, I wanted to learn, I wanted to get it myself, you know, I wanted to teach myself, which was...
To play the guitar,
yeah.
Singing and writing?
No, I wasn't really into that. I got into that when we started performing because we, you know... Yeah, right, so that's, I only got into it for that reason, but playing the guitar was my main trick. But even so, I wasted a lot of time and still do. I mean, in terms of learning, I still am not learning, you know, as well as I could be under different circumstances, but it's the only way I can interface my personality with the problem of learning, you know what I mean, and discipline and all. Sure. Yeah. You end up just doing it, but that's, it's worth it for those moments. For those moments where it's on, you know, and your technique or whatever, all that stuff is just not standing in the way or anything.
Right.
I've even woken up from dreams a couple of times and rushed to my guitar and learned something from a dream. Yeah. It's a great flash. It's like a gift. I was playing for a while this instrument called the pedal steel guitar, which is really difficult. And it's not like a guitar, it's not all different. The technique is all different. And I got into it because I liked the sound of it. But then I gave it up. I played around on it for about 4 years, and I just stopped playing it because, wow, it's too hard. You know, I need 10 years to be able to gain the amount of, just even the amount of fluidity I have on the guitar, which ain't that much. It's not, you know, I'm limited on the guitar, and to get into that instrument would be, you know, I mean...
You gotta pick your priorities.
Yeah, right, you gotta pick your shots, I think. There's a difference between making errors and feeling. You know, if I'm talking about feeling, I sort of mean that, that there's an ease of flow. In other words, there's not like a lot of tension in terms of, you don't have to struggle for ideas. Those are the kind of nights that get me off. Because those are the nights that...
Not struggling for ideas?
Right, because they're flowing, you know what I mean? Struggling for them is a far out thing musically. That's an interesting thing musically, and that's what I'm doing if they're not flowing, you know? If they're flowing, though, they're flowing, you know, and it's no struggle, it's just, it's beautiful, you know, it's, you know, repose. I'm always into making these judgments about whether the gig was good or not, you know, like I could come off the stage feeling a certain way, wow, it felt fucked up, or it felt really great, or it felt, you know, medium, energetic, or something like that. Different judgments, and I'll make them. And then listen to the tapes, you know, the concert or something like that, and see what actually happened musically or what notes were played. And it's all different than the way I remembered it, you know. It's like my memory is fucked up, you know, or my ability to judge stuff as it's happening. My personality interferes with what's really happening in terms of my ability to tell what it is. You know, I can't tell. I can dig David Bowie or any of them people, just on the level of thinking of, in terms of what does it take to go out on the stage, you know, and do some weird thing, you know. I mean, I know I go through all kinds of changes going on the stage, you know. You know, if I had to go out there and do something really weird, or weirder than what I'm doing, I couldn't pull it off. I couldn't do it, man. It'd be too weird. And then the thing is, it's a question of responsibility. You know, how much do you want to be responsible for? You know, I guess sometime after that, after you've made the decision that you can do anything and get a crowd, you know, then, you know, either you feel responsible about the crowd, or you know, just are, I don't know. I don't understand that stuff. I don't understand entertainment. It's showbiz, man, that's all it is.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's just, you just have, it ain't no different than you know, Liza Minnelli or anybody.
That's all fucking jive.
Well, why are they doing it?
Well, the climate suits my clothes. Well, the climate suits my clothes.
Yeah, that's the Bill Graham I know, you know what I mean? He's the tough guy with the heart of gold.
Does he do people songs?
All the time. Very cool kid. He don't talk about it. I mean, he doesn't, that's why he throws the light shit on his, you know, he's an actor, man. Like, he has talked to me about his, you know, scuffling days, because everybody's paid them dues on one level or another.
Oh, he's punched out people down through the years.
He's willing to do it, you know what I mean? He's willing to scuffle, and he works hard to gain the position he's in. Whatever comment you want to make about it, he works really hard, and you know, he's earned it. You know, so I mean, I can dig him as a certain kind of figure. He's not, you know, he's not like a practicing head or somebody who's revolutionary particularly, but you know, he's like a good old American story. He's got a lot of stuff going for him, but his style is based on the last generation's, you know. You know, I assume. I mean, it's hard to tell. Bill might be deeper than I realize, you know. But you know, he's. I've known him for so fucking long now that it's like he's like everybody. He's just louder than most people. You know his story about the guy he threw off the stage at the Stills show or something like that. Yeah, well, this is his cinematographer rap, and you'll probably get him to tell the story if you ask him. You know, is that there's this guy. Leon, in fact, was with me one time when he was down. But there was this guy who was shooting something, and it had to do, I guess, with Crosby, Stills, and Nash or something like that. But Stills was doing an acoustic number. It was the Fillmore East, which was a concert setup, right? So Bill was on the thing of the show is really important and all that. And there was this guy, you know, down, you know, on stage right in front of Stills. He was doing an acoustic number, and the camera was right there. Graham got pissed off, and he went and grabbed the guy and pulled him off the stage.
Oh, yeah?
And the reason Bill was pissed off, and this was sort of his point on his personality, was that the guy had said that they weren't going to do that kind of stuff. He'd said one thing to Bill in front and then didn't do it. And that's like the point about his authority trip, which is more important than is it happening or ain't it. It's not so much breaking the rules as, you know, paying your authority dues. But the thing is, his punchline to that story was he's got this respect for cinematographer because the guy said to him, Bill, I'll tell you anything, but if my shot is happening, you know, I want to be there, I'm going to do it, I'll do it. Right. And so he's got, you know, that's the level. He deals with things with sort of macho formula. You know, I'm only talking about, well, but it's a common game, man. A lot of the world is still playing that game, and they're playing it seriously enough for there to be hydrogen bombs and shit. Like Neil Cassidy, that guy who was a major influence in my thinking at some point in my life, was an example of a guy. Yeah, because that's where I knew him. I just knew him as somebody who was. But anyway, that guy, he was an example of a guy whose art, you know, he works on himself rather than works on a thing. I mean, he's paid some dues to get it to the point where
he's telling you about the dues.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, the whole thing is a nice picture. It's a nice shot. Yeah. You know, I can dig that. You know, that's like in there somewhere too. I think you have to. I mean, there's an alchemical trip about that the whole metaphor of turning lead to gold is kind of like improving yourself to the point of being able to.
Well, anyway, with regards